6. Tiny bite can make you itch, make you sneeze, make you twitch.
Get out of there!
So this was an article from November 9th, 2021. And the article, this is from the Independent, by the way. I don't like the Independent. Terrible. I don't know what you want to call them. Fake news, fake media, activists. I don't know what they are, but every one of their articles is trash. That's all I know. But this says, this article says Bill Gates warns of smallpox terror attacks as he seeks research funds. Bill Gates warned that bioterrorism could be a bigger threat than naturally occurring epidemics. This is what Bill Gates said, not me, not Hoff. I'm just reading this article, this platform. I'm trying to save my ass right now. So, this was from, like I said, last November. Funny. Bill Gates has warned governments to prepare for smallpox terror attacks. Cheers to y'all bosses for sticking with me here, being patient. So this article is from November 24th, a couple weeks after that last article that I just showed you. Not from the same website, obviously, not the Independent. Thank goodness. This one might be a little bit more trustworthy than that one. Even though if what they're saying about the Gil Bates stuff, you know, it's kind of scary. But this one says, what a coincidence. Merck facility after Gil Bates warns of smallpox terror attacks. Now, if you look this up again after this, you'll see the fact checks that say this is not true. There's no links between. There were never even any vials ever. There's no links to Gil Bates or that these even existing. It's all just conspiracy theory. I'll let you make up your own minds. That's what I do here at Hoffcast. But this says Gil Bates on November 9th warned that governments must prepare. We just went over that. He said he calls it philanthropy. Of course, that's what he always does. Coincidentally, after Bates' comment on smallpox BT on November 17th, 2021, investigation of the FBI at the CDC and CDC prevention found questionable vials labeled smallpox in a freezer at a Merck facility outside Philadelphia, according to an alert sent to Department of Homeland Security leadership. Just sitting out there, some vials of, you know, a very deadly disease. I mean, we all had our. Do we have smallpox jabs? I don't know. Are we trying to? Who knows? The frozen vials labeled smallpox. Oh, convenient enough. Who knows if this is true or not, but this is what I'm telling you. Were incidentally discovered by a laboratory worker while cleaning out a freezer in a facility that conducts research in Pennsylvania. Remember that. Pennsylvania, remember that. Smallpox, a disease caused by the variola virus, is considered so deadly that only 2 labs in the world are authorized to source samples of the virus, including one in Russia and the other at the CDC in Atlanta, and the presence of smallpox vials in this facility is highly questionable. Is it? It was then, maybe back in November. I wonder how questionable it is now. And yeah, call me crazy here, but check this out. Missing lab monkeys found after truck crash in, guess where? Pennsylvania. Huh. Isn't that a coincidence? Some monkeys being transported by truck to Florida became loose after the truck collided with another vehicle. Now, this says it's going to Florida. I don't know. So 2 vehicles collided. This truck fell over and a bunch of monkeys fell out. Why? I don't know. Why monkeys are just, you're just transporting monkeys. These are also test monkeys, by the way. It says authorities have finally accounted for all the cynomolgus macaque Macaque monkeys that went missing after a truck transporting them to a lab crashed on Friday. Macaques. Most of the missing monkeys were found the day of the crash, but one remained missing well into Saturday. It is unclear to which lab the monkeys were being taken, but the species is often used in medical research. I don't know if they account for them. Well, I saw an article where they didn't. Apparently, this lady, this lady like touched one of them, and now she's getting sick. Pickup truck with an enclosed trailer carrying 100 monkeys was traveling to a laboratory in Florida, Montour County, Pennsylvania. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the artist Harry Chapin, but he had a song called, 30,000 Pounds of Bananas. It's about this banana truck. Whoa! Holy crap, I just thought of something. So he had this song, it was a long song. He told stories in his songs, and there's a song about this truck crashing in Scranton, Pennsylvania that had like 30,000 pounds of bananas, and they went everywhere. What? This happened in Pennsylvania. Monkeys love bananas. I don't know. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Probably just a coincidence there. But that's funny if you ask me. That's pretty funny. I'm sorry if you're not familiar. I'm old. Harry Chapin, he did Cats in the Kettle and the Silver Spoon. He did that song. But he did that other song about the bananas and a crash with all these bananas in this truck on a Pennsylvania highway near Scranton back in the day. So it's a weird coincidence if you ask me. Three monkeys became loose as a result, and one of the drivers sustained minor injuries. State troopers were able to capture most of the monkeys on Friday. How did they find the other ones? Bananas? That spilled out from that song? I don't know. Yeah, it says anyone who sees or locates the monkey is asked not to approach. I wonder why. Probably because they got some crazy syphilis or something. I don't know. So what? I don't know. What do you think? I just think it all kind of ties in together a little bit too conveniently. It's kind of weird if you ask me. So this one says they've all been accounted for. It's just so weird. It says the shipment of monkeys was en route to a CDC-approved quarantine facility. Why? I mean, why were they shipping these monkeys? What were they for? What? I mean, do you think you'd have, I don't know, do it by plane or something? It's so weird. That makes me scared. I'm out there driving on the highways too, you know. Who knows how many of these trucks got crazy diseased monkeys in them? You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know what they got in them. They could have all kinds of crazy diseased primates in those things. One of them tips over. Next thing you know, it's like Jumanji, and you got these things all over your car, and you don't know what to do. And it's the next outbreak. You're patient zero in the next outbreak. So this one says, woman at scene of Pennsylvania monkey truck crash falls ill, got an eyeful of monkey saliva that has caused a reaction, PETA says. How the hell do you get an eyeful of monkey saliva? What? That's gross. That's so gross. How's that happen? Is that one of them little bastards right there? Is that an actual photo of it, or is that just like a photo from a monkey somewhere else? I mean, it is in like a pine tree. You don't often see a monkey in a pine tree. It might be legit. Yeah, you hardly see a monkey in a pine tree. A woman first on the scene of last week's lab monkey truck crash in PA has fallen ill, according to reports. The Daily Mail reports woman Michelle Fallon, who lives near Danville, is now suffering symptoms after one of the macaque monkeys hissed in her face. Oh, it hissed at her. Okay, so that's how she got the monkey spit in her eye. Interesting enough. That's a 1 in a million shot right there. The magic loogie. On her Facebook page, of course, and in interviews, Fallon said she suddenly developed a cough, runny nose, and pink eye. The day following the accident, the pink eye became so bad she sought emergency room treatment at Geisinger Medical Center in Danville. The Daily Mail report. And here's her Twitter, of course. Here's the fear mongering right here, everyone. The old Twitter. Gotta give it to them. They're good. They're good at just getting the word out there. I don't know. Maybe this woman really did get hissed at and, monkey spit in her eye. I don't know. I'm no monkey spit expert. This lady says, I'm worried. People think I have a monkey virus. I was behind the truck carrying the monkeys. When he got off the exit, he kept on going and turned to get back on 80. And when the dump truck hit the back of the trailer and both went down into where the trees were. She's very bad at this, the typing. I'm just reading it. I thought the debris, not the way to spell it, on the road came from the dump truck at first. So I pull over and run to check on the driver. I was worried they were hurt. The driver said, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. I told him he didn't hit me, that I was behind him and I was worried. I thought Twitter was like 240 characters or some shit. The driver said, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. I told him he didn't hit me, that I was behind him and I was worried that people were hurt. Driver asked about his trailer. I said the back end was fine, but from where I was, I couldn't see the front of it. I then noticed someone's legs between the front seats. I asked if he was okay, as he was hurt. I told him to stay in the truck until the ambulance came. I didn't notice that he had a white sun visor that covered the passenger side windows. Then a retired firefighter came down to help. So I walked back into the road. The person who was on the phone with 911 said he's seen a cat run into the woods and that there's cats inside the crates. So I went to check on the cats. I pulled back a green cloth. I could see its brown fur. So I said, kitty, kitty. I stuck my finger inside to pet it. It made like a grunting noise. So I got a closer look. I'm doing my best for this on the fly, ladies and gentlemen. And a monkey pops up and hissed at my face. At the point, I told the guy who was on the phone with 911 that they were not cats, but monkeys. So I walked around to check on the monkeys to make sure they were okay and not hurt. And also walk inside the trailer because there were crates inside. But the floorboard was giving out, and the guy who called 911 said it could roll back, so I got out. And then I walked around more. I noticed that one crate was completely broken, one was missing the front end of it. The crate is divided into 3 sections. It holds 3 monkeys each. Each crate had 3 monkeys in it. That's why I said 4 monkeys were missing. The crates were tipped over, so I helped turn them over. I did notice that one crate was broken enough that one monkey could stick his hand out. If she only had one eye, I get why she's typing this bad. I walked over to see it. He looked very curious. He was cute and looked scared. So I walked over to see. I then told the police that could possibly get out. I asked if they had anything to hold it together, blah, blah, blah. He said he did. I even asked about using duct tape. Then I saw the driver. The driver told me the monkeys were not quarantined yet and not to touch anything. That's interesting. The driver then told me that the monkeys were not quarantined yet and to not touch anything. I wonder what they got. I wonder if they've been testing on these monkeys. I wonder who's been testing them. Excuse me. Make sure you get your boosters. So I walked around, gave my info. At the point, I thought they were zoo monkeys going from one zoo to another. So I walked around, gave my info to the police. This is a very, very detailed tweet. This is the longest tweet I've ever read in my life. Holy moly. I found out they were lab test monkeys. So I went home. I called my aunt to tell her about it because she lives where the monkeys ran off to, and she has a dog. I never wanted her dog to get attacked. I went to a birthday party. We talked about the monkeys. My sister said, oh my gosh, I don't need all this. Then I hear they don't want anyone near the monkeys. So because I did try to pet one hissed in my face. I called the state police to ask questions. I was told to meet Corporal Spade near the crash site. I asked if he can just call me. The lady said that I had to go to him, so I went there to see him. He was not there. Another officer was. There's a white car there. 3 people get out. I thought it was people that were helping with the monkeys, but it was news people. Officer said Spade was on his way. Spinnebeck doctor and from the CDC was with him. Interesting. Since these were going to a place in the CDC and health department. The next day, I spoke with a lady from the CDC. I was told that I was low risk for exposure and what symptoms to look for, because the symptoms are like flu symptoms, wherever you heard that before, and being flu season. If I got to see my doctor and have them rule out the cord first, If that came back negative, they will do further tests. I told her my family has been sick because of the monkeys. When I started to get pink eye-like symptoms, runny nose and cough, temperature 99.1. So to be safe, went to Geisinger, showed the doctor my letter and told him what the symptoms were, because the monkey did hiss at me, and there was monkey poop. Watch out. And I had an open cut. Oh shit. Where I was not sure where it came from. They wanted to start rabies shot and medication to prevent anything from happening. Holy crap. According to the CDC, the species commonly spreads through herpes virus B through saliva, feces, or urine. Oh boy. PETA wants an investigation into the incident. Yeah. Saying the lady got an eyeful of monkey saliva that has caused a reaction. She's now on antiviral drugs and medication to protect against rabies. Or I don't know. Hope it's not rabies, but who knows what could be. PETA fears other people in the area could have been exposed, adding in this latest news release. Feces and urine from the terrified monkeys were reportedly smeared across the highway as gross, as crates that weren't strapped in as required tumbled from the truck. What a mess. Imagine having to clean that shit up. The Centers for CDC should be scrambling to ensure that numerous people who were at the scene aren't in danger. The Atlanta-based CDC is providing technical assistance to state police in Pennsylvania. Do you remember that? Atlanta? That's where the other facility was. They're allegedly going to Florida, but the Atlanta based CDC is helping, even though that was the other one. That's very, very interesting. Anyone who had contact with one of the primates which were headed for the lab was being advised to contact a health provider. Fallon was driving directly behind the truck carrying 100 lab monkeys when it crashed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Could happen to any of us. Could happen to any of us if this is true. I mean, seems like it, or who knows. That tweet was so long it almost seemed like a dang movie script. And just the way that you see the labs that were allowed to do testing, the one in Russia and the one in Atlanta, it's pretty funny.